Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of English. The topic under discussion today is a critical study of Toru Dutt's poem, Our Casuarina Tree. Toru Dutt, despite having a short life, made her poetry to live long as a testimony of her literary credentials. Toru, born on March 4, 1856, was a poet, novelist, essayist, translator, and the first Indian poetess to write in French and English. She contributed regularly to the Poets' Corner of the Bengali magazine and the Calcutta Review, publishing a series of English translations of French poetry between March 1874 and March 1877. Although she died at the tender age of 21 in 1876, she produced an impressive collection of poetry and prose within the short period of life. Now, an introduction to the poem Our Casuarina Tree. Our Casuarina Tree is a poem published in 1881 by Toru, an Indian poet. In this poem, Toru celebrates the majesty of the casuarina tree that she used to see by her window and remembers her happy childhood days spent under it and revives her memories with her beloved siblings. So we can say it is an autobiographical type of poem. It still remains one of the most popular poems in modern Indian literature. Our Casuarina Tree celebrates her reminiscence of a happy childhood in India with her beloved siblings. It was published in her collection of poems, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan in 1882. The tree is used as a symbolic representation of the poet's past memories and the rich tradition of Indian culture and philosophy, it prevalent in the idea present in Dutt's poetry. Now, a brief summary of the poem. Toruda's Our Casuarina Tree explores the poet's childhood memories in India. Her description of the tree expresses her pride on the tree, for it remains strong despite the creeper winding around like a python. From her description of its appearance, she moves on to describe the activities happening around it in the next stanza. In the third stanza, she ensures that the beauty of the tree is no more than an added gift, for her real connection with the tree lies on the numerous happy memories she shared with it. In the stanza follows, she tells how the tree manifests itself in the foreign land as she had seen it at her young age. Finally, in the concluding part, she wants to honor the tree, therefore, she makes an attempt to write a poem. Also, she seeks love support to preserve the tree from the affliction of time. The poem begins with the description of the tree. The poet says that the creeper has wound itself around the rugged trunk of the casuarina tree like a huge python. The creeper has left deep marks on the trunk of the tree. The tree is so strong that it bears the tight hold of the creeper. The tree is described as being gallant and possibly brave, as very few trees could survive in the stranglehold of this creeper. The poet then goes on to describe the life that thrives amidst every facet of the tree. The tree is metaphorically said as a giant due to its huge size, strength, and boldness. The casuarina tree is covered with creeper which bears red crimson flowers which appears as though the tree is wearing a colorful scarf. Often at night, the garden echoes and it seems to be jubilant, and the song of a nightingale has no end. It continues till dawn. At dawn, when the poet opens a window, She is delighted to see the Casuarina tree. Mostly in winters, a grey baboon is seen sitting on the crest of the tree, seeing the sunrise with her younger ones, leaping and playing in the tree's boughs. The shadow of the tree appears to fall on the huge water tank. Toru says that it is not because of the majestic appearance of the Casuarina tree that it is dear to her heart and soul, but also that she, along with her siblings, spent happy moments under it. Toru has brought out the theme of nature as something that shares feeling with humans, that lightens the burden on the heart. The poet continues with a description of how strong the image of the tree is, even when in lands far away. Even in France and Italy, where the poet studied, she can hear the trees lament. The poet wishes to consecrate the tree's memory and importance for the sake of those who are now dead, and looks ahead to her own death, hoping that the tree be spared obscurity or that no one will remember it. She immortalizes the tree through this poem, like Wordsworth sanctified the yew trees of Borrowdale. She says, "May love defend thee from oblivion, curse," expressing her wish that love shield her tree against the curse of forgetfulness, that the tree be remembered out of love and not because it cannot be forgotten. Now, the synopsis. Our Casuarina tree is an autobiographical poem. While living abroad, she is pining for the scenes of her native land and reliving the memories of childhood. In the first part of the poem, the poet depicts the Casuarina tree trailed by a creeper vine like a huge python winding round and round the rough trunk sunken deep with scars. It reached to the height touching the very summit of stars. The casuarina tree stood alone, unaccompanied in the compound. It was wearing the scarf of the creeper hung with crimson cluster of flowers among the boughs, accompanied by the bird and swarms of bees humming around. The tree is dear to the poet because it is the solo bond between the poet's past and present. When she recalls it, a chain of pleasant and poignant memories occur to her mind, and again she tastes the flavor of her childhood. In her imagination, she is again transported to the golden age and hears the same cries, laughter, and noise of her sweet departed playmates. This tree reminds of her siblings who used to play with her under itself. Now, the analysis. In this poem, Toru sings glories of the casuarina tree and describes it in detail. On the surface of it, it appears that it is all about the casuarina tree, but actually the tree is just a medium to link the poet's past with the present. The poet remembers the tree because of the many happy memories of childhood days that are linked to it, which are a source of comfort and consolation to her in another country. The poem therefore underlines the importance of memories in human life. The tree brings to her mind the memories of time when she used to play under it in the company of her brother and sister, both of whom are already dead. She was very close to her dead brother and sister named Abju and Aru, respectively, who loved the casuarina tree very greatly. So she loves the tree greatly, but lost in the memories of her siblings who are now dead, she is looking forward to death as an acceptable thing. The memories of her brother and sister brings tears into her eyes. She hopes that the tree will be remembered forever as the yew trees of Borrowdale, immortalized by Wordsworth, are still remembered. She immortalizes the tree for the sake of her loved ones by writing a poem for it. Now the form or and structure of the poem. Our Casuarina tree is a poem of 55 lines divided into 5 stanza. 11 lines of each stanza consist of an octave following the style of a sonnet. Has two quatrains with a closed rhyme and rhyming tercet, thus making the overall rhyming scheme of the poem ABBA, etc. Further, using the rhyming tercets rather than the regular rhyming couplet gives the impression of overflowing, which mirrors the speaker's overflowing emotions towards her childhood memories and the Casuarina tree, the center of the poem. Toru has made use of some poetic devices in the poem, like symbolism. The poem Our Casuarina tree in itself is a symbolic representation of the poet's memory associated with the Casuarina tree. In the first stanza, the poet's description of the creeper's strong hold on the tree and the scare symbolically represent the impact of colonialism on the Indian culture and philosophy. Using the subjective pronoun in the title suggests that subjective tone of the poem. The poem uses rich imagery which presents in the description of the tree's appearance, description of dawn, and the memory of her loved ones connected with it. Metaphor has been used in the lines the giant wears the scarf, trembling hope, and time the shadow. Similes have been used in like a huge python, baboon sits a statue like a lawn, and the water lilies spring like snow and moss that add beauty to the poem and instates the poet's feelings. Thank you.